The night shift had always been my favorite. There was a certain calmness in patrolling the quiet streets under the blanket of darkness. My name is Officer James Taylor, and for the past decade, I've been serving the community of Harborville. Small towns like ours don't see much action, but tonight was different. I was sipping my coffee in the patrol car when the call came through. All units, be advised, we have a report of a missing child at 144 Cedar Lane. 8-year-old boy, name is Tommy Daniels, respond immediately. I felt a jolt of adrenaline as I put my car in gear and sped towards Cedar Lane. The thought of a missing child put a knot in my stomach. I arrived at the Daniels home within minutes, where I found a distraught mother, Mrs. Daniels, on the front porch. Her face was pale, eyes red from crying. "Officer Taylor, please find my son," she begged. "He was playing in the yard, and now he's gone. I've searched everywhere." "We'll find him, ma'am," I assured her, though I could feel the pressure mounting. The surrounding woods could be a dangerous place for a child at night. I called for backup, and soon, other officers and volunteers from the community joined the search. We spread out, combing through the woods with flashlights, calling Tommy's name. Hours passed, and the sense of urgency grew. I could hear the anxiety in everyone's voices, and I felt it too. Just as dawn began to break, I noticed something. Amidst the underbrush, there was a faint glimmer of light, a reflection. I pushed through the thicket and found a small old shed I'd never noticed before. "Tommy?" I called out, my heart pounding. A weak voice responded, "Over here." I rushed inside and found Tommy huddled in a corner, clutching a small flashlight. He looked scared but unharmed. Relief washed over me. "Tommy, it's Officer Taylor. I'm here to take you home." His eyes lit up with recognition, and he ran into my arms. "I got lost," he said, his voice trembling. "I didn't know how to get back." "It's okay, buddy. You're safe now." I carried Tommy out of the shed and radioed the others. Cheers erupted through the radios as word spread that Tommy was found. Back at the Daniels home, the sight of Mrs. Daniels running to embrace her son was heartwarming. Tears of joy replaced those of fear. Just as we thought the night was over, Tommy reached into his pocket and pulled out a small, weathered envelope. "I found this in the shed," he said, handing it to me. Curious, I opened it and found an old letter addressed to Mrs. Daniels. It was from her father, written decades ago, detailing a treasure he had hidden for her to find. She read it, eyes wide with amazement, and followed the instructions to a spot in their backyard. There, buried under an old oak tree, we unearthed a small chest filled with family heirlooms and a considerable amount of money. Mrs. Daniels was overwhelmed. "This is incredible. My father always talked about a surprise, but I never imagined." Tommy's disappearance led to the discovery of something precious. What started as a night of fear ended with joy and an unexpected blessing. As I drove home that morning, the sky painted with the colors of dawn, I couldn't help but smile. In my line of work, happy endings are rare, but this was one night I'd never forget.